of Sound Community Hub. I am your host, Austin David Coffey. I'm the production manager for Strawberry Hill Studio and Samurais of Sound, and we are here to help you kickstart your voice acting career. So thank you for joining us wherever you are. If you're tuning in from Twitch, YouTube, if you want to join the Zoom meeting, as many of us will here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about, oh, look at that. KJ is joining us here in the waiting room. Welcome, KJ. How is it going?
Hey, there you go. Okay. Hi, Austin. I see you.
Thank you for
I got on a little
joining us.
early. I didn't know you'd open it this early. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I've started opening it at 5:15 because that's when a lot of our emails will go out.
Andrew, what's up?
Hey,
Hey, how's it going, guys?
good.
I'll paste the link.
Going
in
all
our
right.
Good to see you, Jaquez.
Jaquez. Jaquez, right? That's how we say it?
It's Jaquez.
Jaquez.
But you was literally close.
All right. Just want to just want to make sure I get it right. Like
No.
both, I want to get that right too, right, Austin?
That's right.
I'll redo that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to your takes. They sound really great. I'm really excited about the direction that this is going.
Thank you.
Super fun. Andrew, how's life as a graduate?
Relaxing as usual.
Oh, Andrew's out of college. Yeah. Nice job, Andrew.
I'm still looking for a
Congrats to Andrew.
thank you. I'm still looking for a voice acting job still. And when I met Christine V last Sunday at Faxel Philly, she said that I had to get an agent for voice acting.
Yep, that's always a smart move because they're going to be looking for gigs for you around the clock. You'll need a demo reel, which we're working towards.
Yeah, we're
In a few months, we'll have you that demo reel after you get some more trainings under your belt. And then you'll be well positioned to actually, go get an agent, right? You'll be like, okay, this is my voice. These are my strengths. Help me find roles, right? This is what I'm looking for. And they'll take that and run with it. So
yeah. I also remember that I also had to pay the agent too after I get paid for voice acting too as well.
Yeah. Agents cost money, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get my voice acting job in LA because I want to be with my sister in LA.
That's where all the jobs are in LA. Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? Probably when I'm in LA, I could visit the studio.
yeah. Well, actually, our studio is not in LA. we're in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. So you have a studio up there too, Austin, right?
Just one studio. Strawberry Hill Studios in Novato, California, just north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, wow.
I got family up there. I might go there in June. I might come over and say hi. That's okay.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I want to stop by
Same
too.
to me.
Yeah. And we do have once a year we do a holiday party where we open up the studio to our network, and we have a big networking event. Last year it was Star Wars themed. We had a few guests of honor from the world of Star Wars. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah, if you keep an eye on your emails, of course, we'll be announcing that. That's a few months away, but we'll start announcing it in like November.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, what else has been new? What's been new, Jaquez? How's your week been going?
What's new to me that last week on Saturday, I just got my headshot done over at Indie Acting Studio. So I got my headshot. As far as theater is concerned.
Very nice. So it's a headshot specifically for theater?
Yes, actually, the guy over at the studio, he told me there was two headshots. Do I want a theatrical or do I want a commercial? I didn't know it was two different headshots.
Hmm.
So I just picked theatrical since they're like plays and theaters around my area.
Right. Well,
So
cool.
it'll be like a great start. And also, I just got myself a new fridge, not fridge, a new stove in my house. And I was supposed to get it on Saturday.
Nice life upgrades.
So I'm mostly in my house trying to clean up, trying to strain everything up. So like, excuse me, like for the lack of like recording practices I normally
I was
do.
just gonna ask, how's your recording going?
As the sea is on hold, but I'm trying to do one thing little at a time, honestly.
Yeah.
Because also like for my weight loss goals, like everything. So yeah.
Yep. Always good to stay healthy. That's first and foremost, right?
Good for you, man. Yeah.
And I lost a few pounds doing my weight loss journey, so that is a plus on me.
Good. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. We'll be getting a few more people. At 5:30, another email blast goes out, but just thought I'd open it up to you guys first.
Austin, can I ask you something actually?
Yeah, of course.
I got your email. I don't know if it's something that I can ask right now, but you said the teaser trailer, right?
Yes.
That's coming out. What did you mean by feature my support link?
So, as a someone who's been casted for Echoes of Eternity, we can use your affiliate link because I noticed you joined the affiliate program, which anyone can do. It's free to do, and you have a link for Echoes of Eternity that gets you 50% commission. So the thought was when we release the teaser trailer, to include the support links for those cast in the first edition. So that people can support the voice actors directly and purchase access to season 1 at the same time.
I didn't know that's how that worked. Okay, I'm learning new stuff. Awesome.
Yeah, so you can use that link I emailed you. You can also just sign into the affiliate dashboard and view it there. And Andrew and Jokez, you'll want to do this as well. Sign up as affiliates if you haven't already, because you can have access to these same resources. And of course, you can submit your production audio as members to be featured in subsequent alternate editions.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, I was
that's
going to
fine.
say.
I'm just working on my audio, like my voice acting demo with Raj, because I just need to include the other characters, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, and then Andrew, you'll also want to upgrade your setup too, so you have some nice clean audio to work to record with, right? Because you'll need to do that for your demo reel as well.
Yep.
But
I was going to say, what does joining the aficionado program do? I think you just explained it, right?
Yeah, the affiliate program. I'll actually just show you.
Okay.
I'll show you how it works here.
Because I did sign up for that the week you announced the casting. And I was like, yeah, I got on this. But I was like, oh yeah, what does this actually do?
Yeah, I'll show you right now. Let's see.
I got to talk to you about demos too, coming up soon. Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's see. I'm going to pin myself here. Okay. Give me a minute.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
You're just looking at the Samurais of Sound homepage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got some other stuff I got to look at. I got to remember my affiliate login. Okay, let me see if it's... Oh, no, it's not going to be that login link. It's going to be... if you go resources, become an affiliate, this is where you already joined, so you don't need to do this, but you can log in here. And, log in. And then you can see these are your affiliate links. So you can use these links to earn commission on lots of different stuff that we sell. But especially for you, KJ, you'll want to focus on this Echoes of Eternity season 1, 50% commission. So this is your link. Yours looks different, obviously. Mine is this specific link. But if I use that and I make a Twitter post, make an Instagram post, well, it's harder to link people on Instagram. But if it's a Facebook post or an email blast or whatever, and I say, hey guys, I'm doing this project, Echoes of Eternity. If you want access to see to view the show or behind the scenes content in the meantime, as we're waiting for this first episode to release, you can use this link, and they follow that link that I pasted in, and then say they put in, I don't know, $25. They can enter their own price or pay $9.99. 50% of this goes straight to me because it was my link when they complete the project.
So I use my link, 50% of it goes to me.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is the business of it. Okay.
This is the business, right?
I'm learning.
Can you send? Yeah. So I'll get to your question, Andrew, in a second. So the thought was to take the links. So I'll be using your link as well in the marketing materials for the teaser trailer, so that it'll be like support KJ, and they can use that. They can use your link to go to this page, and then if they purchase, you'll get 50% of that. It will pay out quarterly through PayPal. So
awesome.
Is that all making sense?
Yeah, I get it. You want to share the link so I can get my 50% or whatever it is. That's the business part of it. Yep.
Yeah. And then Andrew says, can you send me the link to the bundle requirements for voice acting so I can forward it to Gene? Yeah, I will.
Well, thank you, Austin. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, of course. That's why we do this, to answer questions. I'll go ahead and send you that link over the chat.
I can see your screen, but it's sharing with like your little portion, like on the top left where you are. It's not the whole entire screen sharing. I never had that happen before, but
oh,
yeah, I can still see it, but it's just small. So yeah.
Oh, that's strange. That's good to know. I want to fix that.
Might be on my end too, but all right.
So you don't see my whole screen right now?
I see you and I see your screen, but it's only taking up the little box that you're in, not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for you too, Andrew? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see it because it's also only showing the screen that Austin is showing, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Oh, that's weird. On my end, it looks like I'm taking up the whole screen as normal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try resetting some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I need to be able to share my screen here. I wonder why that's happening. Welcome, Miss Larissa. Let's see here. Transform to screen. Did that fix it? Probably not, huh?
No.
Same though.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spring that on you when you're supposed to start the stream soon. I just want to let you know. Yeah.
No, and we're streaming anyway. No, it's good to know. So, I wish I could see what you're seeing.
So I can see me, I can see Andrew, I see the two others, and I see you, and I also see your screen, but your screen is only taking up your little box, and then you're on the top of your box, like even really smaller.
Hmm. Yeah. Let me see if I can screenshot it, and I'll show it.
Yeah, that would be super helpful. I'm having trouble.
Let me see if I can send it in the chat. Allow full access and done. Yeah, I think this is what he means.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. So I thought that I had pinned myself. So for some reason my pin isn't showing up for you guys.
We can still see you on your screen, but it's only that little tiny box, not the whole
Yeah, I
screen.
see what you mean. So weird. Why is my pin not maybe if I go, let's see.
Oh, I click pin.
Follow host
now
video
it's
or
normal
to
for
lock
me.
the order of your gallery view. Did that fix it?
I click pin on my end, so that fixed it for me, but I can't speak for anybody else.
Go ahead and remove your pin because I want this to work for everybody, right?
Okay.
Let's see. Is it working?
It's still the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just gonna try some different things here. Follow host video order.
Isn't Zoom fun?
Yeah, I'm glad you told me that though, because I need to figure this out.
Technology.
Flashback to teaching during COVID. Ugh.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, we remember those days.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Lucas.
Sometimes it doesn't listen to us, but we tried.
I did not mean to cause you tech problems, Austin. Sorry if you want to start it. I see the time. I want to honor the time of the.
Oh no, that's okay. People will come and go. People will come in. That's fine. This is pretty
Okay.
important though that we're able to get.
Okay.
This. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Just want to make sure that we're honoring the time for everybody's. Okay.
Oh, spotlight is what I want. 3 dots in their window. Spotlight for everyone. Oh. Okay, I think I know how to fix it now.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah, now we see it. There we go.
Okay. Good to know. Well, what was I doing? Oh yeah. I was gonna send Andrew. I was gonna send you that link. Let's see.
Yeah. So I can forward to Gene.
Yeah, we got David in the waiting room. Okay, let me grab it for you.
Okay.
By the way, how's Raj doing? Can I ask?
Oh yeah, Raj is doing great. He'll be in about 30, 45 minutes or so. Yeah, he's doing fine.
I haven't seen him in a while, so I'm just wondering.
Is Karen Strassman available for booking for voice acting sessions?
She is available. I can give you that link as well.
Yeah, because I was trying to try to find to book it, but I was having errors on the website. It didn't show, so I don't know why.
See what knowledge she can offer.
I sent you the link, Andrew, to the bundle that we recommend for getting your home studio set up.
I might need the link for the Karen Strassman.
Yes, I'll get you that as well.
I was about to
give me that link too, Austin.
Of course, yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Of course, you'll want to. I'll give you the version that has your discount, your member discount.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get a discount for booking with Karen as a member. So I'll send it to you, Andrew, and then I'll send it to KJ.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, I was about to say, how to say this? Last week I got to meet the legendary Terry Hawks, and I told her, since she's a director, if she ever wants to come over here, she's more than happy to. If you're aware of Terry Hawks, the legendary Sailor Moon.
Very
nice.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I'm a huge fan of Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, and it turns out she doesn't do a lot of voice acting nowadays, but it's like I said, like if she ever, it's like I said, we could probably reach I'm not gonna guarantee anything, but it's like I say if we reach out, there's always we could always use an extra crew member.
Yeah. That's definitely possible. If you have your email, we can always get connected that way, of course.
Yeah.
Did she write Sailor Moon or?
She's the second voice of Sailor Moon, and she would used to call children's hospitals as Sailor Moon to cheer them up.
Oh, cool.
And then, not to mention, she was the Ocean dub way before they redubbed it with Stephanie Shea. So she was pretty nice.
You mean like the geek dub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Deke, not Ocean. Ocean was Dragon Ball Z before Funimation. You confused the two.
Yeah.
But they were kind of the same principle though, but a little bit different. But
The Ocean DBZ dub is great.
I like the Viz dub better because it's more, interesting than Jake.
And it's more accurate to the Japanese script too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're on topic, you know.
Brian Drummond as Vegeta is really good.
Yeah, he is.
Love Christopher Sabat, but Brian Drummond's great. Yeah.
Christina,
he actually voiced Ryuked.
Christina via Sailor Moon, she nailed it.
Yeah, but regardless if we're talking Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z or Deke dub of Sailor Moon, let's put one thing in perspective. At least both of those dubs are better than the 4Kids dub of One Piece. Piece because the 4Kids dub of One Piece is absolute shit. Let's put that
legendary. What are you talking about?
Ruin One Piece.
You kidding me?
I mean, it's bad, but it's a good type of bad.
That's
like it's hilariously bad.
It's a laughable type of bad.
The finale of One Piece they did.
Hey, hang on.
It's like ghost stories.
Like the finale of One Piece they just did it terribly though, and then that's
249. So how much would it be if if we already have so you say that this is the discount, our membership discount, but how much is it for if we put in another discount?
Are you talking about for the private training with Karen?
Mm-hmm. Or it's only the membership discount.
So you get 20% off as a member to book with Karen. That's the discount that we're offering for members. If you have credit, you can apply that as well, but you'd have to.
Fair enough. And fair enough. And I I remember when we were having the class with Wendy Lee the other day, I was seeing Zach Agler. And it's like when we were doing the belt scene, it's like we basically stated, when facing the spider, we were thinking of something so fiercely dynamic, like with Wendy Lee, like I mentioned, what about the Australian spider? Because it's like there's something called the Newport Big Boy, which is capable of flatlining you with a single bite through leather. And obviously that would be enough to make you scream out your vocal cords.
Was this at Wendy Lee's workshop?
Yeah, Wendy Lee's workshop. And this recent spider is called the Big Boy. You can look it up. The Australian Big Boy. It's basically has teeth that are capable of chewing through leather, even the most hardest leather, and a single bite can flatline you.
So was the idea to just get in the headspace of someone who's really terrified, right, of a spider?
Yes, basically. Because if you look at Australian spiders, they're the size of your hands or the size of our heads. I don't know how they can do that in Australia because it's like I would burn the house down.
It's Australia. What do you expect?
Get the flamer, the heavy flamer.
Exactly.
We're talking about anime dubbing. I just wanted to touch on the fact that our most workshop that's coming up soon is anime dubbing with Karen Strassman, so you can get some
you know me, I'm always there in a heartbeat.
Very nice. So
we'll be doing job in summer vacation. I'll be there.
Oh, great. Yeah, we have we've been assembling footage from Bleach for this.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. I love that very much. Yeah. In fact, I'm getting a couple of my Bleach cards signed. I already have Steve Staley. All I need is Karen. All I need is Kyle Herbert again, and then probably Megan Hollinghead right here. Or a lot of these cards. But yeah, that's very good. I heard they're also remaking it because they want it to be in Kubo's vision.
Really?
They're adapting the final arc.
The first part they're remaking.
I didn't hear about that. Ooh.
Yeah, because Kubo has a weird love-hate relationship with the anime. Like, he wanted to make sure that certain details are there from the manga to basically be adapted. So that's sort of what happened. And now they're taking the liberty of doing it, which I appreciate that because there is small character details that are missing.
I don't know. I kind of... Hi, by the way, I just joined. But honestly, when it comes to Bleach, like the early seasons, there's something I kind of feel like is lost if by adapting it. with newer animation and music because the way it was animated, the way the art was with that kind of faded look that when everything got all spiritual and everything, that really helped sell the more, I guess the words esoteric kind of vibe they were going for with it originally, making everything feel more otherworldly. I feel like that'll be lost in translation with if they try remaking the first part of the anime.
Yeah, and I get that. It's like, it's some I get that, but I guess, it's the creator, so I guess he wants to do it because I mean, at least the cast will stay there.
Something
Yeah.
about older animation is, yeah, it just hits differently. Like Ghost in the Shell, art style.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like why I'm glad that I hope that Yu Yu Hakusho never gets remade because the hand painted cells, especially the stills they would use, not to mention the creepy electronic music they would use for a lot of different scenes, it really blended well with the demonic spiritual aspect they were going for with the series that I just don't feel like is well captured with animation and music today. You can kind of see a comparison of what it would be like when you look at like the original Hunter x Hunter anime versus the newer one, which is a lot more colorful and goofy looking, and the music just doesn't have as much of a presence as the older music does.
That is true. And fun fact, did you know that in the manga, Killua is actually taller than Gon? That's one part they got right over there.
I kind of think it's funnier that Killua is the shortest guy, considering they're both made by Togashi, and Killua is obviously supposed to be the Hiei of the team, and Hiei being the short guy was always one of the jokes of that series.
And then, not to mention, if I remember correctly, Togashi is married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
You are correct.
There
Yep.
is a lot of references
That's
in
right.
this.
Love her.
That's right. Naoko Takeuchi is her name. To
Yeah.
anybody who's wondering.
Her, yeah.
Yeah, funny enough, when I go on fan fiction sites a lot, and you will pretty much always see crossovers between Sailor Moon and Yu Yu Hakusho happen all the time for that exact reason. I'm honestly kind of surprised that the two of them never tried making like a crossover between their two respective mangas just for the heck of it.
I mean, she should have probably just told him, if you don't, I'm gonna make you sleep on the couch.
My friends and I always joke that Hunter x Hunter always goes on a hiatus because he's married to a lady who did Sailor Moon. So like they're just set for life, so he doesn't need to finish the story anymore.
Unfortunately, I remember reading like one complaint people have about Yu Yu Hakusho, which is like my favorite anime out there. A major complaint people had with it is they felt that the last arc, the Three Kings section, was rushed. But apparently, the reason for that is because Togashi was having health problems at the time, and
He was.
he wanted to end the series on his
Yeah.
terms because he wasn't sure he would, with how his health was, he wasn't sure he'd live long enough to see it finished if he tried to go at the same pace he usually went. And sadly,
Yeah.
apparently that's still going on with him today, which is part of the reason for all the hiatuses with Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
well-
hang on, we'll get back to that. As you
Oh.
were saying, with the Echoes of Eternity season, how's that going along?
It's coming along great. So we have the first edition of the first episode cast, and we have a release date, October 21st, 2025.
And then the second episode we're still doing, right?
Second episode, we are still in the process of casting, so you can access that. Hold on, let me go back to the library.
Is the script ready for episode 2 yet, Austin?
Script is ready. If you go down to the Strawberry Hill Studio production submission portal, click on that, and then go to season 1, episode 2.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
And then make sure to take a look at all these materials here, download them, join the affiliate program, and then by the time you're done doing all that, this will load.
And I feel like the story is basically Witcher meets Lord of the Rings almost.
Oh, that's a really interesting way to look at it.
So basically, like a long-term quest where people hunt monsters or something. I've never played The Witcher.
Well, something like that, you could say. And then I see elements of Lord of the Rings, and then I see some elements of Norse in here as well, because it's like you could tell from the Germanic spelling right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely heavily influenced by Tolkien's The Silmarillion. Was my inspiration, especially for the first episode, Song of Gods, because I love what he does with um, creation myths. And I was just thinking it would be really cool to hear a creation myth unfold in real time rather than in the past tense. Because we're always thinking about creation myths in terms of like, oh, this thing did happen, but no one's ever had it play out in actual real time and as a
Yes.
conversation, right?
Yes, not the typical long ago type
Well, I kind of feel like part of the reason for that is because with creation stuff like that is that requires you to basically write essentially gods and deities and all that stuff, and that can be a very tricky thing to do because you have to try and you run the risk of making them you could run the risk of making them sound or act too human as opposed to divine, and then that also becomes a question of how perfect or how above human can you make them without it becoming predictable or overpowered or something to that extent.
Well, if you have the Greek mythology, a lot of these individuals, how to say this, are not really so, how to say this, as divine as you would say. Like if you look at Zeus, Hollywood does not portray him. If you see him as a good guy, forget what Hollywood says. Zeus, there's even a song about this in Spanish. Zeus caused a lot of problems for Greek mythology by basically having how to say this, lots and lots of lots and lots of affairs.
You don't have to tell me that mythology was something I always loved when I was younger. I pretty much grew up playing the Age of Mythology video games when I was a kid, so I'm fairly familiar with the different myths. But at the same, sorry.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, but at the same time, they have to have a certain kind of presence about them that makes them feel at least like you can believe that, yes, this is a god. This character is at least a god or a deity or some kind of higher form of existence. Something I feel like some things get right, like in God of War, you kind of get the sense that that the gods at least feel like they're beings who are above humanity and everything else, at least in terms of like lived experience and that sort of thing.
Thank God for the public domain, because it's like in the Marvel comics they also do that as well. I mean, in one of the variations, Thor's Asgard is like an alien planet, but in Ultimate Comics, Thor is like a Norse god, right there. But in Norse mythology, Thor is not like. Fun fact: Thor is not Odin's favorite son. It is how to say it's Balder.
Balder, the god of light.
And basically the final battle would take place between Balder and Loki, not Thor and Loki. And Loki is actually Odin's adopted brother, not Thor's.
Yeah, Marvel plays fast and loose with Greek mythology. And that honestly, though, it also depends. Also, even with Marvel, like in some of the comics, I kind of prefer the comic versions where gods like Thor are actual Norse gods, like actual divine figures and beings, as opposed to simply like in the MCU where they're just aliens, which I feel kind of cheapens the mystique a bit because I just like the idea that in their world, science and magic and basically aliens and gods can coexist because it allows for a lot more unique storylines and interesting interactions, whereas just making everything aliens and science just by a different name, I feel like it just simplifies things and makes it less interesting.
I mean, it's kind of a blend of both, because you remember in the Moon Knight series, Khonshu is present.
Yeah, that it really feels I feel kind of like between Moon Knight and Love and Thunder, it feels kind of like the MCU is not sure how they actually want to do things anymore, because in the first Thor movie, he goes with the whole, you call it magic, but to us it's just really advanced science. But now all of a sudden, no, actually, we're actually gods. Here's an entire huge coliseum full of gods of every pantheon you can imagine, And I'm like, is magic a thing or not?
At least they got Zeus right because I mean they got Zeus's fornicating ways correct.
Yeah, but I kind of would have. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like they played him. They made him too goofy because
Yeah, they did made him too goofy. I mean, it's but at the same time, the only thing accurate about him is like, because Zeus is not like as they portray him in Hollywood. Oh, where did he go? Wait, where did Austin? Austin, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here. I just
Oh.
unpinned myself.
I
Oh.
I just feel like if you're gonna portray the Greek gods or any gods, then then you should at least give them a certain amount of gravitas and presence to where you at least believe that they are a god, like someone who can, smite countless people or countries or islands and stuff with a snap of their fingers. And they just didn't. I don't feel like they did that in the MCU. They basically made him feel like an extra from My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah, how to say this? If you well, Thanos is based off of the theory of love and death, the two things that fuel people, love and death. That's why his name comes from the word Thanatos and his brother being Eros. So basically, and if you look at the comics, Thanos is kind of like the biggest simp because he would do all this for Lady Death because he's in love with death. Basically, fueling the concept of love and death at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I'm glad they sort of switched that up because, because him being a simp wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that was something I was kind of glad they changed, but on the other hand, I wasn't a big fan of how they nerfed the Infinity Stones because in the comics, Thanos could do literally anything he wanted with the whole gauntlet without even having to really do anything. He just had to think it and it would happen. Whereas in the movie, it feels kind of like all the gauntlet does is give you greater power, but not like unbeatable power, which kind of defeats the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Other than that, Austin. So what are the plan? What is on the agenda today? Give us the stats.
Well, you guys were having such a great conversation. I figured I would just leave you to it. We do have lots of stuff going on. We talked a little bit about some of the Echoes of Eternity. We talked about Karen Strassman's upcoming anime dubbing workshop. Those are the two biggest things that are going on right now. The anime dubbing workshop is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So we're filling up seats for that. So if you did want to get some practice dubbing, you should definitely get your seat now while you can. If you have any questions about that, you can message me or ask me here.
Already got a seat reserved right there. In fact, I was with her on Real Voice LA, and it's like, she always recognizes that I'm always the one who attends her classes right there.
Yep. At this point, you're a regular. I'm sure she recognizes that in you, so that's really cool. Miss Larissa says she's got her ticket as well. I gave KJ a link to get his if you want to use your credit.
Yeah, how many seats are available? Because it's online, right?
Yeah, it's online. Total, there's going to be 15 max.
How much does this thing cost?
The tickets for the general public for the non-member pricing is $249.99. And if you are a Samurais of Sound member, that is reduced by 30%. $249.99 times 0.7. So that'll get it down to $174.99.
I don't have a job right now, so I don't have any incomes.
I would say Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Instacart would be a good idea. And then eBay is also a very good way as well.
I do DoorDash too, and plus there's also Grubhub out there too. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, Grubhub's very good.
Yeah, honestly, for DoorDash not really my favorite anymore because I am again ship order, so I still prefer Instacart. Just my opinion.
Yeah, that is true. It's whatever you can get. I mean, I do DoorDash on occasion, but Uber Eats is my main too. Because of the fact that it's like, I get a variety of what I can get paid for. You get constant promotions. I always deliver on time. I always accept the deliveries, and they even reward you with something like, Duolingo. In fact, in my class, I'm learning French, to make myself quadlingual.
Oh, I
And
didn't
then,
know Quadringle was a thing.
yeah, quadlingual is a thing. For example, Christopher Lee, the guy that does he did Count Dooku from Star Wars. He did Scaramanga from James Bond. In fact, James Bond can arguably be said that he's based on him because he was a spy in World War II. And Christopher Lee was also Sauron in Lord of the Rings.
He's a legendary actor.
He is a legendary actor, and he knew English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Italian, and some Greek, some Russian to an extent, and I think some Mandarin. He was he basically knew a lot of languages. So yeah, it was pretty much a common thing back then. You would learn as
Oh,
many languages as
wow.
possible. So like a lot of the bishops are obviously like, in my parish, they would know Greek, Latin, Hebraic, Arabic right there to communicate as well. The father that I learned from, who became a priest in Japan, basically he knows Russian and Japanese and English right there. And yeah, it's basically a good way of communication skills and job opportunity right there. That's why I'm learning 2 more languages in addition to the English and Spanish that I've learned. French is easy for me to catch on to a bit because I do see the similarities, but obviously French does resemble a little bit of Germanic because remember the Franks did establish the language as well.
Not
Like
to
that's
interrupt, this is very fascinating, but I just wanted to do a quick shout out to KJ. He just got his ticket for the anime dubbing workshop. Congratulations.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it now. Yeah.
yeah, congratulations. I'm already there as well, you saw in a heartbeat.
hmm hmm
Um,
I also wanted to mention, because we were talking about our new Karen Strassman offer for the private training. We also are offering your demo reel production directed by Karen Strassman. If you're interested in that, that includes 2 hour-long sessions with her, in addition to the ones that you get with us, as we help you write the scripts, and then Karen will come in and direct your voice acting for the demo reel. So we're offering that.
That's what I want to learn more about too, Austin, please. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
I kind of wonder if I still need more practice before I could even try something like that.
you can always send in a recording of your voice, and we can give you some guidance as far as that goes. But the details, KJ, let me get you the details for that.
Thank you.
And as a Red Belt member, KJ, you'll get your discount on that, of course.
Hello, Abby. Austin. Sorry I'm late because how are you doing?
Oh, good, Leandro. We're talking about our demo reel production packages. We just created a new one in collaboration with Karen Strassman. So let me pull up the link for that.
I feel like that's the next step I got to do, but that's just me. Yeah.
Well, not so great, Austin. Why not so great? Because I was really freaked out for buying a good membership that costs $70 in Canadian, and then my laptop needs to reactivate McAfee antivirus.
Okay, we're talking about the demo reel right now, but we can get to you.
I wouldn't do demo reel without years of practice.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of practice, but you can get it done, and if you stay focused on your training, you can actually get to a place where you can record your demo reel in a few months. So that you can find out all the details there. But KJ, I'll send you your member discount privately.
Probably gonna need more training before I do that, but okay.
Yeah. Actually, Austin, I don't have a few months because I need cash to go pay rent, groceries, child support, not waste money on video games, plus buying video classes and buying antivirus and buying expensive membership like translating. I could waste money on fancy things, like not buy this and not buy that.
Yeah, that's okay. You've got to prioritize your finances the way you need to.
So I had to let my mother and sibling do all the buying for me. because they got jobs. I'm not.
Join the club, dude.
Mhm.
Or just save my money then and do practice every 24 hours before wasting time on video games or whatever. But enough about it. Let's just talk about those demo reels because I don't have 2 years of acting experience. Just like Amber told me on her last class, at least years ago. She said that I trying to hurt themselves or shoot themselves with a foot and not spend too much cash or on whatever. That's her advice. Just 3 of them.
Okay, I just found this link for you, KJ.
So, KJ, what kind of mic are you planning on getting?
Oh, I got one actually. Austin helped me out. There's a bundle with Strawberry Studios he showed me. Here, let me see if I can extend it here. It's the condenser mic, the P80 condenser mic. Austin, what was the Sweetwater you said, right?
Yeah, we have a partnership with Sweetwater Sound where we offer what we call our home recording studio starter pack. It's $469, and it gives you a bundle that includes an Audio-Technica AT2020, which is a pretty good mic you can use to get started, booking gigs, producing your demo reel. It also has a Scarlett 2i2, which is an audio interface, and a pair of Audio-Technica monitoring headphones, which are the ones that I use in my personal setup. And then it comes with a mic stand, an XLR cable, and that's basically everything you need to get your home studio up to speed. And it's in one bundle. You just and they even offer Sweetwater will offer a firm if you want to get it done in like 4 payments. They have other payment options too, so it's a really affordable way to just get everything you need right off the bat. So.
Yeah, I got my equipment set up thanks to Austin, but Austin cast me in the Echoes of Eternity, which I'm grateful for. I just feel like I need a little more training before I start the demos, but yeah, I feel like the next step for me to figure out is the demos.
Well, and KJ, like I mentioned before, we're on a really good track with the Red Belt membership because we've basically designed that with the demo reel in mind, where we'll tailor our practice scripts towards building up those scripts that really showcase your voice, so that we can actually write you a really standout demo reel that's showcasing your unique talent as a voice actor. And awesome. Over the course of those sessions, over the course of the year, we get to know you, and then we're like, okay, well, these are we're working on these scripts, or we're finding them, and then we're able to actually get you a really nice custom tailored demo reel for you.
Thanks. If I can ask a question to the people here, is that cool, Austin?
Absolutely, yeah.
Has anyone here had a demo made? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, I have. I had no demo made. It was pretty. I picked out the characters.
Yeah, I've got one. I had one made quite a while ago, and it needs a refresh. So I'll be doing that again.
Yeah, what's the process like? Can I ask like anybody who wants to answer?
Yeah, sure.
All right, get like 3 answers here. Go for
Closest I ever had came to one was on my
Miss
YouTube.
Larissa, why don't you take that question, because you have your demo reel and you've been through the process before.
Actually, KJ, I don't have a demo reel.
Me neither.
Sorry.
Drew. It's all good, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
so one day, I guess.
I'll go through it. Or you want to go first, Miss Larissa?
Okay, so well, it's just like any other directed session, really. You get some copy, and usually it's not true copy. It's like fake copy. It's commercial for a company that didn't exist, and depending on the studio you're working with, they might just give you open stuff and say, pick it. Some places will meet with you beforehand and say, you're probably good for this and that, so let's start you with a demo for this and that. And then it's like any other directed session where you go and you read the copy, they give you some notes, you improve your performance, and then usually what they do is they take their impression of your best tracks and give them to you on a medium, like a flash drive. And the place I worked with gave me a stack of CDs as well, although to my annoyance, they put paper labels on all of them, which are just these basic paper labels. So if I want to hand those CDs out, I have to replace the labels, which is yet another reason for me to refresh my demo with Strawberry Hill. And plus the demo process that I did, it was all for commercials. It was things like, we got on our boat and set off down the Rhine. So I kind of hate my voice in it. I feel like I sound like an idiot, even though they loved it. And it's just commercial stuff. And, Strawberry Hill has other things they do, cartoons, animation, anime, video games. And so, that's the reason why I was very interested in getting involved in Strawberry Hill, because this is an area of voice acting, which, with all my experience, I've never really touched on. Austin, is there anything I can add to that?
That was really wonderful. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So through our demo reel production package, we generally will divide it up into 3 different directions. Either you're doing a character reel, you're doing a narration reel, or like you said, you're doing a commercial reel. And what we'll do is we will book a one-on-one consultation where we sit down with you. Again, if you're doing red belt or black belt, we've been training with you on a one-on-one basis, so we have these scripts built up already. But if you just do the demo reel production right off the bat as a white belt or as a non-member, that's fine. We'll sit down with you, do a consultation where we talk about, okay, what are the kinds of voices that you feel comfortable in? What are your money voices? And what are some character references for the kinds of voices that you're interested in showcasing on your demo reel? And then, so we have that conversation, and we talk about, of course, what kind of reel you want. And then we sit back and we do the writing for you. We will write scripts based on the references that you give us, without using any of their like intellectual property. We'll do our own original scripts. And once we have it written, we will send it to you for your approval. And then we will do not everyone decides to do this, but if you want another consultation where you record, if you need some help recording, like either tech support or like a direction, then you can book another consultation with us, and we will do that for you as well live. And then you'll send us the audio, and we'll take it from there. We'll do the editing. If it's most types of reels will require music, of course, and then many others will require sound effects as well. So we'll implement all of those for you, and comp together your takes, of course, and then do the mixing and the mastering, send it to you for your approval. And then you'll have an MP3 file and a WAV file that you can use to, we always encourage people to put it on their Samurai Sound profile, of course, but you'll be able to use that to send to agents, right? So they can start looking for gigs for you. You can use that to get started on these auditioning platforms, Backstage, Casting Call Club, and you'll have a really killer reel that showcases your unique talent, right?
Okay, thank you. Do you have to be black belt tier for that?
If you are a black belt, it comes with your membership. If you are a red belt or a white belt, you will receive a 20% discount on your demo reel. So make sure to use your code, and I can send that to you if you need it, but it's in your member library as well.
Awesome.
Wait, I want to add on to that. So
I see you, Justin. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
My name is JC.
Sorry, JZ, my bad.
Yeah, so basically, my experience is basically I picked characters that I liked the most, that I could resonate with, that I could do. Basically, giving a variety: heroes, villains, anti-heroes, even rivals as well. So I did that right there, and we made the demo. And so far, it's very good. All I have to do is just put it on my casting call club. I need to figure out how to do that. So, and then another thing is it's very good right there. And then I think if I'm wrong, you said, Austin, that people get a 30% off after we do our first demo reel.
That's right. Yeah, you'll get a 30% off on your any subsequent demo reel that you produce with us after the first one.
Yeah. So yeah, which is a good deal, and honestly, I look forward to the next one. You know, the first one being done with you, Austin, the second one with Karen Strassman. So I'm probably gonna pick a variety of characters that we could do. Probably I'll probably pick off of anime that has not been dubbed yet.
Okay.
Or
anime. Can you explain a little bit more?
Well, for example, I remember there was this one anime called Beast Wars the Second, and it never got dubbed. And I honestly, even though they have the toys of it in America for Transformers, if you're aware of the Beast Wars franchise,
I am.
Beast Wars the Second never got dubbed in America, so it's like
Beast Wars, eh? I think I watched this when I was little.
So it's like the Japanese exclusive series. I want to give my personal take on it, so that way it gives me a variety. It gives me leverage, so that way I can reach into other areas that not other people are willing to reach into.
That's really interesting. I never thought about doing that. Yeah, if you have the scripts available, we can definitely look into that. I think that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to add is, like, when you do your demo reels, another place you could distribute your demo reels to is on your social media pages, because social media is a great way for voice actors to get recognized, because casting directors are also on social media. So it'd be a good idea to post your demo reels to your social media pages and then pin them to your profiles, because that'll showcase what you can do, and then everybody can see it. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of casting directors, you can also, if you have your demo reel by then, you can talk about it with Andrea Toya. She's doing a workshop with us in November 15th. She's doing her casting director for a day. Andrea Toya is casting director for Blizzard, so she's been involved in projects like Overwatch, Diablo, and World of Warcraft. So she'll give her perspective on how she views that process as well of going through demo reels and deciding who to cast for what, right? So if you have any questions about that workshop, let me know.
Yeah. Let me see. Am I familiar with her? Because I think I met her. I could be wrong.
I'm sure she frequents the the convention circuit.
So how you spell Andrea? Is it the same way? Or Toyas?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
I put another question in the chat, if I can just ask it really quick, Austin.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Do you recommend, like, you have different demos for different genres, like a demo just for commercial, or a demo just for video games, or just for anime, or just for animation?
Yeah, we generally divide our demo reel categories into narration, if you're going for audiobooks, commercial, if you're going for commercials like for radio and other things, or character. Character is sort of a broad category that for us that includes video games as well as anime, interactive. So we kind of roll those into one. I don't think you need to be more specific than that unless you have a really good reason for it. I think that keeping it at it, like character reel might be considered a broad category, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay to have a broader reel. If you're getting started and you don't have like a huge budget to produce all these different reels, you don't really have to get your character reel done. It'll have enough variety in it to showcase who you
Okay,
are
thank
as
you.
an actor.
Oh no, I have.
Actually, Austin, I'm really not good at budgeting. All I do is keep spending like month by.
That's okay. We touched a little bit on that, Leandrew, before, so other people can have a turn as well.
Any
was there
advice
a question from JC about Andrea? Did you decide if you met her or not?
I have not met her. I confused her for another Andrea. Sorry, too many Andreas. Even my sister's name Andrea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you want to meet her, I will give you the link to do so here in the chat. Of course, you'll have your. Actually, let me. And again, we're a ways off from this one, so there's no rush. We're not selling this one out, but I will give you your member coupon code for this as well.
No way. She's worked with Josh Keaton, Fred Tatasciore, Karen Strassman, obviously, Patrick Seitz, Steve Bloom, Paul Eating, even Rachel McFarlane, the sister of Seth MacFarlane. Pretty impressive.
Yep, and she's reprising this workshop. She's done this one with us a couple years back, so it got really, really good engagement. Everyone loved it, so we decided to run it again with her.
She's a director, you said?
She's a casting director for Blizzard.
Casting director, okay.
All right, JC, I sent you the discount.
And how much that'll be, Austin? Like Andrea Toya's casting director for Blizzard?
Yeah.
I mean, voiceover class.
Hold on, let me get you the let me pull that up for you. This workshop full price is $249.99 for a ticket, and if you are a member, it'll be $174.99. And that just reflects the it costs. Andrea's time is very expensive, as you can imagine, as a casting director. All the educators we work with are working professionals. They're at the top of the voice acting industry, folks. I mean, it doesn't get more more.
So what you said is
Wendy
true,
Lee,
is it?
Karen Strassman, Andrea, as well as the time it takes for us to assemble all the marketing materials and keep this platform running, right? So that a little bit of what goes into the price. So the thought is
Okay, Austin, I will buy a membership this Friday.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm off. We'll go cancel my Good Life membership so I go save money. It's not cheap.
We're happy to have you, Leandro. I will give you the link. I assume you were talking about the white belt membership because you're talking about your
Yearly membership. I gotta go for a yearly membership and go meet up with Morgan. She used to be a VO legend from Big League Burst, plus Shield Hero, and a whole lot of others.
You talking about Morgan Berry?
Yes.
All right.
On
I'll
the
send you
same
the
age
link to begin the white belt membership. So open it up in
All
your
right.
browser so you don't lose it, because you'll lose it when the meeting ends. I just sent that to you in the private messages.
Gotcha. I got. So it's just wait for the computer to load because it just takes too much time. And it costs $365.
Yes, that's the price of the Samurai Sun membership. That gets you a ton of resources that are bundled into one package, so that you don't have to scramble to kind of piece everything together yourself. We've done all the work for you. So that's what goes into the price.
Well, I got on my desktop on my other computer. So I will do that. I'm gonna do that on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then go to the mall, go cancel my Good Life membership on Friday.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just gotta go on mute so I don't have to go interrupt your conversation.
Anyhow, so what else were you about to say, Austin, about the other memberships? I mean, not other membership, other classes that you have upcoming.
Oh, you mean Austin and I, JC?
No, I'm talking about Austin.
I'm gonna put you on mute, Leandro, just for a few minutes. Okay, we're gonna let some other people have a turn, but I'm happy to show you our whole calendar as of now, JC. Let's see. Let me switch my video here, and then.
Oh, it's chilled, KJ.
Okay. Let's see. This is that affiliate landing page. But let's see if we go to fresh tab here.
Got to read script for episode 2 very soon.
Oh yeah. Let me know what you think. We go voiceover workshops. And like I said, this one's coming up soon, anime dubbing with Karen Strassman. Then after that, I'm reprising my recording and editing your voice acting demo reel workshop. So this will be a lot of good live experience, hands-on experience. We're working in Audacity, and we're talking about the process of recording and editing your voice acting demo reel. And we're not just talking about it, we're actually going through the motions, looking at our scripts, recording characters, and doing the editing and the comping and the mixing live. So it's a really great learning experience.
That's actually a good idea. I was about to say something, from my experience. For those of you who have or have not please do not go for Adobe, because Adobe, it will charge you an arm and a leg, especially if you don't have the money. And if you have something like Audacity, Audacity is free. Audacity doesn't charge you an arm and a leg, and plus it doesn't use your information with and takes it, especially without paying you.
Yeah, I think
And
most voice actors are probably cross-platform. There are ways to use it where you can apply effects non-destructively, so that you can actually do some really really effective editing with tools like equalizers and compressors. So it's become, in the last 5 or 6 years, a really, really great tool. You can now even use it for music production to some extent, although I wouldn't recommend that. That's kind of what they're touting in this graphic here, but it is great for voice acting, and you can certainly produce your reel using it if you're interested in producing your reel yourself. It's a lot of work, but you can do it. And we take a look with editing your own audio, making sure if an audition says they want, a lot of times auditions will want your raw audio, so they don't want you to do any editing, but there's always little polishes you can do anyway, like editing out sounds and doing very simple EQ stuff. So we'll take a look at some of that, and you'll get some feedback as well from me on voice acting and tech support as well. So yeah, it'll be a good time. That's coming up on August 27th. So if anyone's interested in that, of course, you get your 30% member discount code. But if you're not a member, you can use this link. If you are a member, just let me know. Drop me a message in the chat, and I'll send.
I'm just gonna ask you could drop a link to that one too, Austin, please.
Yes, I'll send that to you, KJ.
Thank you.
Of course. And then if you're black belt, like Andrew Taibei, just send me a message and I can register you for that. Let's see.
So many good links today, Austin. Thank you.
Well, so many good questions.
I tried using Audacity once, but when I tried recording it, when I recorded with my microphone, the sound sounded awful.
And that's part of what we're addressing here in this workshop. We'll address a lot of your tech related questions. And you can always send us an MP3 file and we can take a look at your sound. If you have specific questions, or you just you don't know what to look for, is this the right sound? Do I need to upgrade some of my equipment? We're happy to help. Okay, KJ, here's the link.
There's also the software called Bitwig you can use if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. My friend uses that one.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that one. Is that one free?
Depending. But if you want all the stuff for like life and stuff like that, then the price would be $400 for that one. But it'd probably be worth it in the long run, because if you have all that stuff for life, then you never have to worry about renewing subscriptions or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because a lot of digital audio workstations are switching to subscription models. I was able to get Logic is my main DAW of choice. It's Mac exclusive, but because I'm also using it for a lot of music production. We're starting up work on a documentary through Rogers Brothers Studio, where we're doing a lot of music. But anyway, we use Logic at the studio. And that one, as far as I'm aware, is still a flat rate. I think it's like $300 or something, but you can get it bundled with your Mac, where I think it's a little cheaper. They were offering it bundled with this animation software. Anyway, that's a little tangential. But my point is, things like some DAWs like Pro Tools are switching to a subscription model. I don't know about Ableton is another big one, especially in the music production world. So anytime you can pay a flat fee and get something that's good for digital audio workstations. Although I will say Audacity, if you're a voice actor and you're not doing music production, just learn Audacity. It pretty much gives you everything you need. You don't need to pay for it, and it's a really good DAW. You can import if you have fancy plugins, like you have Isotope is one one company I'd recommend. They're really great for plugins. They do a bundle that goes on sale every now and then that includes like their mastering software and some of their other plugins. If you have some of those, you can import them into Audacity just like you can with other DAWs. So there's really no problem with it. Just catching up on some questions here. Andrew says, is that another voice actor for voice acting training? Oh, are you talking about, is Andrea Toyas another private instructor that we're adding on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We are talking in conversation with her about that possibility, but I can't confirm at this point. But if that offer ever comes on the table and we, for our members, of course, you'll be the first to know. We'll send out email blasts. So yeah, we're talking about it basically.
And for the next how to say this, roleplay shop, when is that going to be? June or end of May?
Let's find out. Log in. Roleplay workout. Oh, that's the old one. That's okay. Let's look at it on the main website. Learn roleplay workouts. Yeah, we gotta schedule some more of these. This one is June 10th. So that's a few weeks from now, not next week. What is that, the week after?
Oh yeah, and we need I think my stats need to be emailed as well, just to check where my character would be.
How many sessions have you... Was that your first... That was your first... How many sessions with that character have you done?
4.
4? Okay, so then you can upgrade your dice twice.
Yeah.
So remember, you start with one negative d6 and one positive d6 for your stats. So I think you chose strength as your good stat, and then I don't know what you chose as your bad stat. Was it like charisma? So
well, strength, especially at nighttime, to be amped up.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the stats you chose as one good stat, one bad stat. That's how you think about it. So what was the good stat?
Well, basically, the strength and fear.
And then what was your bad stat?
Basically, whenever it's daytime, I wear heavier clothing, so a little bit slower in the day.
Okay. I would think charisma would be your character's bad stat because he has this sort of obsession on this one specific person that kind of clouds his judgment. So in that case, you'd have a negative d6 for charisma and a positive d6 for strength, and then you just upgrade those twice. So if you wanted to upgrade strength twice, it would go from a d6 to a d8, and then a d8 to a d10. Or if you wanted to choose a different stat like the other two, which would be dexterity or perception, you could upgrade those from neutral to use a d4 or a d6. I can send you if you just reference the Voices and Choices framework, it's in your members area. I can show you.
Got it.
Opening up lots of tabs here. And that'll about close us out. So if you got any other questions, anyone, please type them in now. Let's see, Voices and Choices. Yeah, I definitely recommend reading through this if you haven't, because it's, especially if you're interested in your stats, you need to read through this so you understand how they work. But basically, you choose a good skill and a bad skill. And then this is the progression. So your bad skill starts with this negative d6. And then you can upgrade it to a negative d4. And you can upgrade it to a neutral. And then positive d4, positive d6. Right? And this is where your good skill starts out. And you can keep upgrading from there. And then it maxes out at a positive d20, right? So that's sort of how it works. I'm working on doing making a rudimentary user interface for this game that people can use to sort of access it graphically. But no idea when that's going to be done. So it could be a year. before we're able to prioritize that in our production pipeline. So if you have any further questions after reading this, JC, just email them to me and I'm happy to answer them. Any other last minute questions in the last 30 seconds before I close this out here?
Just one, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still doing those weekly or monthly challenges on your website?
Yep. Definitely. Definitely check in on those. They're also available in our app. You can access the community server as an app, just like you can all these resources.
I keep forgetting to check that. So, okay.
Yeah, we're still running those. So you can access the members server here. Oh, look, Andrew posted in the community forum. Go to challenges right here, and then you can see Maze is wrapping up. You still have time to enter.
Community server, that's what it's called?
Yeah, if you go into, I'll show you that again. So you log in, and then you scroll down, you can see it. Oops, I scrolled too fast. Keep scrolling. You'll see Samurai as a Sound community server. You click on that.
Okay, got it.
And then it'll take you, you want to go to challenges here. And then the most fun ones, I would say, are the monthly monologue challenges. There's also the voice boosts that are weekly, but this one is my personal favorite. And again, you can still join this May one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to email me using the web form on our site, which is just this contact button right here. And then and we'll go from there. Okay. So I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about how your training progresses. And with that, I will wish you a good night.
Thank you.
Hey, good night.
Later.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you, Austin.
Thanks, Austin.
Thanks, Austin. You have a great night.
You too.
You the man.
All right. Have a good night, guys.